Welcome back to the Explainer, everyone. Today, we're jumping straight into a mechanism that is absolutely crucial for any high-volume supply chain. We're talking about SAP transfer orders, but more specifically, we're really going to hone in on the underlying logic of wave picking. If you're dealing with massive volume, this is exactly what you need to master. Let's dive in. Here's our quick roadmap for today's breakdown. We're going to look at the warehouse volume challenge, enter the transfer order workflow, the logic of wave picking, and finally, scaling with Rasta Infotech.
All right, part one, the warehouse volume challenge.
So we've got to start by acknowledging the reality of today's supply chain environments. They're intense. The sheer scale of modern commerce is putting absolutely unprecedented pressure on facilities. So how do you manage overwhelming warehouse chaos? Imagine a high-capacity facility. You've got thousands of goods arriving, thousands departing, internal stock shifting nonstop. Without a rigorously structured system, that volume literally turns into manual chaos overnight. Your staff are running in circles, items go missing, and shipments get delayed. It's an operational gridlock.
Which brings us to part two, enter the transfer order. Thankfully, SAP's Warehouse Management has a built-in way to completely neutralize that chaos. Enter the transfer order, or TO. Now, technically, it's defined as a document in SAP Warehouse Management, but we really need to think of it as the ultimate execution engine. It's not just a piece of paper you file away and forget about. This is what physically controls, authorizes, and tracks every single movement of goods. It guarantees accuracy and accountability at scale.
So when exactly does this engine actually kick into gear? Well, a TO is generated whenever materials need to make one of three fundamental moves. First, put away, like right after you process a goods receipt. Second, when goods are picked and packed for an outbound delivery. And third, when you're just transferring goods internally between storage bins. Basically, if a product is moving in your facility, a TO is what's authorizing and tracking that move.
Okay, let's look at part three, the transfer order workflow.
What's really interesting is how these documents flow logically through the system, creating a direct business impact at every single phase. Step one is creating the TO. You can do this manually or have it generated automatically from transfer requirements, which ensures things happen on time. Then, step two, the staff confirm the TO. This is where they validate that the task is actually done, which totally locks in accountability. Step three is printing the TO, getting those labels and documents ready for the physical handling out on the floor. And finally, step four, managers monitor the open TOs. This gives you that absolutely crucial real-time visibility into what's actually happening out there.
Moving on to part four, and the core focus of our explainer, the logic of wave picking.
Now, that four-step workflow is great, right? But what happens when basic workflows just aren't enough to handle a massive surge in demand? High volumes of individual transfer orders can easily overwhelm your warehouse staff. If you're generating a separate TO for every single tiny movement and handling tasks one by one, that is the exact bottleneck that causes staff burnout. It creates all this unnecessary travel time across the warehouse floor.
And this is where the logic of wave picking comes in to save the day. Handling individual tasks one by one is just chaotic at scale. Think of it like driving to the grocery store, buying one item, driving home, and then driving back for the next item. It makes no sense. Wave picking logic solves this through highly intelligent batching. Instead of individual trips, the system mathematically groups transfer requirements based on specific criteria, like delivery zones, material types, or tight time windows. So now your staff can pick items for several different outbound deliveries in one single, highly coordinated trip through the aisles. You're taking an overwhelming volume of tasks and systematically smoothing them out into productive, manageable waves. It is a total game changer.
Let's wrap things up with part five, scaling with Rasta Infotech.
So how does this look in the real world? Rasta Infotech actually leverages these exact SAP capabilities to master high-volume chaos for businesses. When you've got high-volume completely overwhelming your staff, Rasta Infotech steps in and configures that wave-picking logic and automation we just talked about. If picking errors are the issue, they integrate barcode scanning directly with the SAP WM Activity Monitor to catch discrepancies. And if you have complex distribution channels, they customize the SAP setups to align perfectly with your specific business model. It's all about matching the precise tech solution to your specific operational bottleneck.
The business benefits of setting this up properly are pretty massive. First off, enhanced accuracy. You're slashing manual errors thanks to barcode integration. You're also getting much faster operations, seriously accelerating your throughput because of automated TO creation and wave picking. Plus, managers get real-time visibility to monitor open TOs and pending tasks on the fly. And the big one, scalability. You can support incredibly complex distribution and multi-warehouse setups without missing a beat.
Proper TO management literally unlocks your facility's full potential.
This brings us to an incredibly powerful thought from our source material. The transfer order in SAP is more than just a warehouse document. It is the heartbeat of efficient logistics. Every put away, every pick, every transfer, it's a beat that keeps the lifeblood of your supply chain pumping. If it stops, the whole system just flatlines.
So I want to leave you with this to chew on. Is your warehouse's heartbeat as strong as it could be? Are you still letting your team struggle with the chaos of individual processing, or are you ready to implement the powerful logic of wave picking to truly scale your operations? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep optimizing, and we'll see you next time.